I'm going to ask all my viewers to like this video in support of one of my students. I do tutoring in support of one of my students who's going to try something this week that I think will stick out as a good memory for the rest of his life. He may not 100% enjoy it while he's doing it, but I think it will be a big memory for the rest of his life. A story that he'll tell his children, that he'll tell his family, even his parents when he comes out of it, or if he has a YouTube channel, tell his YouTube audience. So my student, he's 16, 17 years old. He's going to go on a solo sexual date this Valentine's Day. Now I do tutoring, and this student, he's studying physics 2, and he comes to my class really depressed. He and his girlfriend had broken up just before Valentine's Day. Now what was really interesting was that as he was telling me the story, I almost wanted to blurt out, "Oh, that's great, you get to go out and explore this Valentine's Day." I almost blurted it out. It took me half a second to take it back. I'm just so used to the idea that after the girl leaves, I go out to have fun and until I meet another girl, and then I have to learn something from her. And I just take that for the whole song and dance for granted, that I forget that not everybody has accepted it yet, right? So I had a big smile on his face, which thankfully he did not get to see. But I would have, had it been another year, he would have seen a big smile on my face, and that might have been taken the wrong way. Now, and so I explained to him that first I said, "I'm sorry for that." I said, "Well, you can still go on a date and have fun." And I wanted him to recognize that a date doesn't necessarily need to have a partner, right? And his knee-jerk reaction was, "With who?" And I said, "Well, I don't think the movie theater or the restaurant or wherever you're going, I don't think they're going to turn you away just because you don't have a partner, right? Do they want to lose your business?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And I said, go try it, right? And he promised to try it, and I think it will be a memory no matter which direction it goes. I want to talk about the first solo sexual date I ever went on. In 2010, in the spring of 2010, I had a very abusive relationship. There was a girl taking advantage of me, and I almost dropped out of school. And I think most of my peers realized that this is not good for me, and they tried to sabotage the relationship. At the time, I didn't recognize what it was, and I thought my friends were crazy, and so I lost all of my friends, and that made it even harder to break up with the girl because I felt like the girl was the only thing I had left. I broke up with her, and the weekend after that, there was a coin collecting show, which was about 3 miles from where I was living. My car wasn't working at the time because I was spending all my money on the girl. My car, I needed some repairs. I didn't get to it, so I was riding my bicycle everywhere. I got up on the morning of the coin show, and I almost didn't want to go because I didn't have a girl to take to the coin show. It was a very sunny day, and I decided to get on my bicycle and go to that coin show anyway. And I went to the coin show with the idea that maybe I could meet somebody at the coin show. But as soon as I got to the coin show, I recognized that I was having a good time without somebody. That was the big turning point in my life. And I recognized that I could go out on a date, I could go on vacation, I can go home to my family. My family used to be very old-fashioned. I needed to marry somebody and to settle down. And so I became very rebellious, especially with my mom. She didn't recognize solo sexuality until very recently. I would say up until the pandemic, she still believed that I had to marry somebody and settle down. Since the pandemic, she's been a little bit more open to the idea of being happily single. And it created a lot of rift between myself and my mom. Now, a year after that, I was getting ready to go to a conference in Boston in 2011. I was getting ready to go to a conference in Boston, and I was mapping out all the places I was going to go to enjoy myself. At the conference, instead, I meet a girl, and it just goes to show that it can go either way, right? With or without the girl, I'm going to go out and have a good time, right? That's the message I wanted my student to get. I don't want him to start hating girls or anything. I just wanted him to recognize that it goes either way, right? Now, another notable solosexual date that I had was in 2013. I went to compete at my first Computer Olympiad conference in Yokohama, and then I took a train to Mount Fuji, and I went to a theme park over there. And I distinctly remember this one ride. It's the world's fastest. Or not the fastest, but the one with the steepest drop. I gotta look up what that ride is because I want to talk about it. Fujiku theme park. There's this one roller coaster that goes 110 degrees, and I distinctly remember it because I gotta find it now. Because as we were as we went down that hill, and I saw beautiful blue skies, and I was thinking to myself, for 2 seconds, I thought to myself, I hope I can meet a girl just as beautiful as the scene up here. And then it only took me 2 seconds to realize, no, I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my beautiful life that way. That was God, I want to find that roller coaster. There it is. Takabisha. I gotta ride it again someday, because it was on that roller coaster that I once again recognized that life is beautiful with or without the girl. Now in 2016, I was getting ready to go to another Computer Olympiad, and I was cramming for this one game, 2048. I had a girlfriend at the time, but she was upset that I was spending all my time writing this game, and I would agree to meet with her. She was living with her parents, and I would be at her home an hour, 2 hours late because I was busy writing 2048, and she thought I was cheating on her. And finally I confessed, I am cheating on you, but with a computer game, and she was like, get out. And I was so upset that I was going to drive from her home to my home. It was only 2-3 miles away, but I was so upset. I wanted to go sightsee a little bit to clear my head. And before I knew it, I had driven 100 miles from Seattle all the way to Ellensburg. I was lost in thought. When I got to Ellensburg, I realized how dark the sky is over there, and you can see the Milky Way and some of the outer planets. And I just had such a good time. I completely forgot about the girl, and I broke up with her. And I became happily solosexual again. I went to 2 conferences over the next few years, and as a solosexual, and I really enjoyed it. I came home after the conference in 2017, and I met a girl while playing chess at a tournament. And unfortunately, her parents want things to move along way faster than the two of us want. They're talking about grandchildren, talking about our futures. The problem is that our careers don't really line up, right? We can't really find something in the same city. And we're not sure what's going to happen after she graduates. And major confusion. I just wanted an activity partner. You got to remember, I met her playing chess, right? I didn't meet her with the idea of having children or all this drama and all that, and not having personal space. Now, I remember, to give you an idea of how far I had come, in 2019, Toy Story 4 was released, and I wanted to go see it. And I wanted to find time that she was away, because I didn't want her to get jealous that I was seeing somebody else. You know, we were chatting all the time, and if there was an evening where I was away for a couple hours, I thought she might get jealous. So I waited for her to go away for something. But then I realized that I hadn't seen Toy Story 3 yet. I needed to get the DVD to see it. And I was thinking to myself, why didn't I see Toy Story 3? And then I remembered it's because back in 2010, I didn't have a girl to go see Toy Story 3 with. And now for Toy Story 4, I was trying to get away from a girl to go see. That's how much the sentiment for me had changed over 9 years. It's just kind of funny now looking back. Okay, so I went to see Toy Story 4. And then 6 months after that, well, we had to stay 6 feet apart from one another. And during the time we were 6 feet apart, we really discovered how much we weren't ready to do all the things that her parents had thought about. I wrote a number of new computer games, and I moved out to the Rocky Mountains and then later on to the Phoenix area. And, before I moved out to Phoenix, I met a girl here in Seattle, and she and I disagreed about this one pharmaceutical drug we needed to take. I think she was not happy with my lack of commitment, and the disagreement about that one drug was just a catalyst for us to end it all. We just spoke a couple months ago, actually, and we're on speaking terms again. And now she kind of agrees with me on not wanting to take this drug, and she says she regrets taking it. She didn't have any bad side effects or anything, but now she agrees with me on that. I think she just needed a break from the relationship, and that was a good excuse, if you will. I'm so glad I get to pass my legacy of solo sexual dating. I hope my student will see it in the same light that or have the same experiences that I did. As you can see from the last 11, 12 years now, life goes on with or without the girl, right? I hope that's the message he takes away from it. I was 23 years old when I learned the lesson. If he can learn it at 17, that's even better. So I want you to like this video in support of him going on his new experience. I think everybody should go on a solo sexual date at least once, just to see. Just as an apples to apples comparison, right? Or else you'll never know.